Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today we'll talk about Skillz stock, which was up 30% yesterday. Amazing day on the Skillz front, and just a shout out to all them short sellers on Skillz. Hello, hope you're all doing okay. And yeah, a really good day. There was a lot of stocks I could talk about. I mean, Tattoo Chef had an amazing day, Beyond Meat had an amazing day, but look, when Skillz is up 30%, and only a few months ago, maybe in a few weeks ago, I was making videos with the short seller report coming out. Skillz was touching, $15, $14. I think it even went a bit lower than that at one point, at the really low points. This stock absolutely fell off a cliff after the short report, and the growth stock pullback in general. But we're breaking the $20 mark. It's looking a bit like it could pull back in pre-market. But when you've gone up 30% in one day, I'm sure we all can go, you know what, a little bit of a pullback is totally fine. 30% in one day is a lot. Considering, if we think about 30% in one day, if this stock, we generally think, okay, if we have high expectations that this goes up 50% in a year, 50% is a huge amount in a year, amazing return. And this has already done 30%. That's a pretty good return that we have going on Skillz stock at the moment. And if you bought in them really low averages, you are sitting on a nice return. So well done to you guys that did buy on the averages, because I'm sure your shares are looking really good. My shares are looking really good. I'm up very good at the moment. I think my average is $15, so I'm up over, I think somewhat over 30% right now. So a really good day. So yeah, with how well Skillz performed, I had to talk about this one. There's a lot of stocks I could have talked about, but Skillz had to talk about this one, especially the amount of videos that I had to put out. I put that 50-minute video out, or what was it, like a few months ago, saying like why this company is so good. And yeah, the news came off the buyout, the buying out of a company called Arky. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Now, that is the news of them buying it out, in my opinion, and the price they paid was really good. We're going to talk about this a little bit. And I think that maybe the stock should have gone up in value because of this acquisition. I think it was really good. Deserved to trade higher for sure. But in general, the reason why this stock went up so much, it wasn't because it was a great acquisition for sure. Growth stocks are beaten down. And also, what does Skillz have? Massive amounts of shorts. Every time I cover Skillz, I get some shorts in the comment. I got it on the last video when I covered Skillz. So you guys, if you could smash that like button, that'd be absolutely amazing. But there's a lot of shorts on this stock. I can't remember the exact amount of shares that are out there with short sellers. I think it's like 30% or something. Very big amount. And because of that, we had a big massive short squeeze going on the stock as well. People trying to cover in the shares. And as well as that, what's generally happening at the moment, we've got AMC. And obviously AMC is just taking the headlines. The stock is going up absolutely huge. And as well as that, some of the other stocks are pretty heavily shorted. That's why Tattoo Chef, Beyond Meat as well, had such amazing days yesterday, because there was a little bit of short covering going on, all tied to this AMC, which also does kind of think, okay, this is obviously a unnatural jump. A 30% jump is definitely unnatural. And also we're tied in with AMC. As well, one thing that I'm kind of planning about, and I'm kind of also planning about making a separate video on, is just being careful about this situation, because last time we had this short squeeze, we know how it ended for growth stocks. It wasn't pretty. So yeah, just all considering that, it was a bit of an artificial jump, but nevertheless, we're not going to complain. 30% is a really good day. Now, I'm going to talk about just the acquisition really quickly to go through that, and then I'm also going to talk about some sort of prices as well. So they currently have, well, going into this, Skillz had an amazing balance sheet, 612 million in cash. Now, they're probably going to burn through a little bit of cash, but as well as that, they can also use that cash to go out and buy companies. Obviously, Arky was one they went and gone and bought it for 150 million cash, which I think was pretty good. They bought it for a 60-40 split cash to stock, which is fine. So we're not exactly paying 150 million out in cash. Arky itself does 30 million in revenue, so that's obviously going to help Skillz as well. Obviously, the main thing that they invested in is to get the company, and I'll say the reasons why that is in a little bit. But just to bump up that line on the revenue front, 30 million will be added on as well, which will look pretty good. Bought this company for 5x sales, which is a pretty decent valuation. You consider if you're going to go buy a lot of companies, you're probably looking at a little bit higher valuation than that. So it seems a pretty good deal. And this all goes around better ads. So with Arky, what this is going to allow them to do, and what the company works on at the moment, is at the moment what Skillz have to do to get more people paying on the platform is they have to do a lot of advertising. And I think even this year alone, they're putting 200 million into advertising. 200 million. Now what they have to do is go to someone else, they do all the advertising, and what that can do is that if they have it all in-house, that's going to be massive amounts of benefit for Skillz. And also, what else was, I just about caught what Andrew Paradise said on the conference call after announcing this deal, And what I think they're suggesting, and what Andrew Paradise's kind of focus has changed on in these last few months, is he's been more open about talking, okay, currently we have, I think it's 17% people paying that go onto the games, but we still have 83% that don't pay. Do we start making money from the 83%? And you'd think if they've just bought an advertising platform, what they're going to do now is, sure, that's going to help paying users because that's what they've been focusing on. But if you've got no advertising on the other part of the games, it makes sense to start advertising. And I think it was the second last question that was on the conference call, went on the lines to say, yes, we have 83%, and that will help with that endeavour of going in and acquiring them customers. So it does seem like, okay, going forward, we could be talking about Skillz where it just isn't about paying monthly active users. And they've always got criticised as well on the monthly active users, but they never make money from them, and that's why they've never grown them. But now we're getting to the point of view, okay, are they actually going to now focus on paying and monthly active users? And monthly active users are going to make money from advertising, which is something they've never done before. 83% of users they don't make money from. Now, if you add in that they're going to potentially make money from monthly active users in the coming few months, couple of years, that's never been done before, and that's going to be very impressive on the revenue front coming up. So that's something to be keeping an eye out and watching how that develops. So this is an amazing purchase. 30 million on the revenue front, in-house advertising. If they're going to start using this as well to advertise on just monthly active users rather than just acquiring paying active users, should be very good for Skillz in long term. Very, very good purchase. I'm very happy with this. And like I said, I think the shares should have traded higher. Realistically, a 30% jump is ridiculous. Like that's just such a massive jump. And as you guys probably seen pre-market, you probably know by the time you watch this video, it does look like the stock's going to pull back. It should pull back after 30% jump. It's an unnatural jump for sure. And last thing, we don't want to see Skillz go into a position where it's going up and up too quick again. That's what we don't want to happen, because if it goes up and up too quick, bang, when we get a bit of a bear market or something spooks the market, we will feel a big massive downturn in the shares, very much like last time, and that's the last thing we want to happen. Like I said, realistically, even if we said just a 50% return this year would be amazing, and we did 30% in one day. It's just a crazy unnatural jump. And I'm still someone in this company that is investing in this company for the long term, for the next 2 to 5 years, 100%. But these are just some concerns that I have in the short term. And you know what, I'm still happy to hold the shares in long term, but just a few things that are happening in the short term that I don't like. Now, for me, and maybe for some of you guys, I'm now sitting on this company on an amazing average. I'm sitting on a $15 average. Obviously, we went up to 22. I think we closed out about $21. And that's a massive amount of upside. And I'm not going to lie, there was a few points yesterday where I looked at how much I was up and thinking, and Skillz as well. Skillz as well is I think my 5th biggest position. So I have quite a bit of an investment in this company. And I looked at this company and I went, it's very tempting from a company that I have a $15 average that's just jumped to $22. And I was looking and thinking, I've just made quite a bit of money within like a 2 months period here. It's very tempting to release all this cash here, but I didn't. I looked at the company and I thought, you know what, I still believe in this company for the next 2 to 5 years. It's still a great company. I realistically do think this company, I bought $15. I can easily see this going up to like a $50 stock, even longer term, maybe even going into a 3-figure $100 plus stock. That's, we're talking 5 years plus down the line there. And while I have an amazing average at $15, I don't want to miss out on a 5x, 10x opportunity, which I think this could be. At the same time, there was part of me that was looking and going, I've just jumped up 30% in one day, which was nuts. So I'm going to let you into a little bit of a secret here. If you do want to know when I'm buying or selling companies, there's a link to my Patreon. If you join through there, you get to know when I'm exactly buying or selling companies. So when I was buying Skillz very heavy at $15, you would have known. And also, if you joined that, you would have known yesterday that I actually did sell just a few shares, 30% jump on my Skillz position. Don't get me wrong, I'm still holding loads of shares on the company. But at the same time, I can't look at a 30% jump and go, that was unnatural, and just take a little bit of profit off the table. Still got plenty of shares though that will go the long run. But like I say, I won't say exactly how many shares I sold or what part of my position I sold. you guys on the Patreon only get to know that, and obviously you get to know it in real time as well. But I thought I'd let you know into that little secret as well, that I did take a little bit of profit yesterday. You know, I did quite heavy to this position, so I did average in quite heavy into this position at $15. Is a big position, so just alter that out a little bit, and also get that cash pile up, because I did buy a lot over the last few months as well, which is something that I needed to do. But yeah, if I'll let you into that little secret as well. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video anyway. If you could smash the like button if you are new, subscribe. Let me know if you're investing in Skillz and how your position's going as well. But I'll see you in the next video.